What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Happy Hour Hoops. We have a massive March Madness episode today. This is March. The start of the tournament starts now. We're going to break down the entire bracket. Jake and Dunny, as always, and we have quite a few recurring guests today. Stevie popping in, TVD, Mr. TV Dinner, and Ty B.
We have a massive March Madness episode.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
This is March.
We got an echo real quick.
Yeah, I think I heard that. All right, we good? Aside from the echo, we doing good, boys?
Yeah, we're excited. We're real excited. Tournament starts tomorrow. We have the playing games, but the official start of the tournament, the full day Thursday is tomorrow. I can't wait. And it's St. Patty's Day too. What else could we ask for?
I know.
Ooh.
We got beautiful weather as well. What else?
Dream duo.
Yeah, the sun's gonna be out. I feel ashamed that I'm not gonna see it at all because I'm gonna be huddled around three screens all day long.
Through the windows,
my phone and the TV, my computers. I'm gonna be hammering bets. I'm gonna be going crazy all day long. It's the best time of the year. I don't know how people argue when people are like, March is one of the best times of the year, especially in terms of betting. It is the probably elite month. One or two others maybe in contention, but I think it's March for me.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
not gonna argue that.
March right into April, it's just incredible time.
Just think about it. We got March Madness with college basketball. You got the NBA and the NHL coming into crunch time. You have the beginning of the new season for the NFL with free agency kicking off and all that. And then you have spring training getting going and all that, college baseball,
and right now too, it's spring training and
in.
free agency. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's spring training and baseball free agency all at the same time.
This March is just absolute chaos right now. It's constant sporting news and
Every day.
sporting events.
Every day we're getting a blockbuster deal in the NFL or a huge signing in baseball now. And now we have college basketball every day. The NBA, I know you guys talked about this with Meerkat yesterday. This has been probably the best playoff race in the NBA in recent memory, especially in the East. It's been chaotic. I love this time of the year. And it was 60 degrees out today too, guys. Driving home with the windows down. It was gorgeous outside. I can't wait.
It's God was looking at us. It was like, Wednesday, we're going to give you the first nice day because we know you're staying inside for the next two. But it's still going to be nice. At least we're going to feel good. Sun's going to be coming in. We're going to be watching great basketball. So let's get into it, where we were trying to figure out what we were going to do to break down the bracket. And then we were just like, why don't we just pick the bracket and see where we end up? I don't know I have no idea, honestly, guys, what team we think are going to end up winning. I have a general idea of who we think could get into the Final Four here between all of us, but I have a feeling at some point somebody is going to get very upset on this episode at some point. I'm guessing Stevie more than anybody, honestly, but we'll see what happens. So I say let's just start it with, we're all picking Gonzaga, right? That we don't need no Georgia State upset. We can.
I don't know what the spread is in this game off the top of my head, but this is one of the 116s I'm comfortable laying with the one.
Do they have it on here?
23 and a half. That's not nearly enough.
Yeah, Gonzaga's been putting up 90, 100 on easy against their conference opponents. Georgia State's no better than them. Expect that again in this game.
So one of my ideas was to bet every 16 team spread. So that's not a good idea, is what you're saying.
Not that game.
I thought it would be fun.
I don't think this is the year.
Not this one.
We can dive into it later on, but I don't think this is the year for the crazy 16, 15 season. We'll get into it later, but I don't know.
Because here's the thing, because I don't want to do 3 of them and then get the one wrong either. So it's gotta be if it's 3 of 4, then we'll just send it on the one and hope for the best. You know what I mean? What are you gonna say, Dunny?
Are we going to predict what our group Final Four is going to be before we do this?
I was going to do it after.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
So we have it all written down right now. We all have our predicted.
I have my Final Four.
And then we'll compare it at the end.
All right. So this is our first toss-up game, I think. The Boise State Broncos and the Memphis Tigers. a great 8-9 matchup. Both teams, I think, could very much give Gonzaga a very good game in the second round. So I'll start with Dunny, and we'll go reverse order here. Who you guys got for the 8-9?
I got Memphis.
Okay.
I like Penny Hardaway, and that's a big part of it. So I'm taking Memphis.
Troy?
I got Boise State. This
Okay. 1-1.
1-1. This game's going to be – it's not the top game of the weekend, but it's going to be –
It's going to be a banger.
I think it will be a good game, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you talk about coin flip game. These teams are ranked 28th and 29th in Ken Pop. They're right next to each other. The strength is their defenses. Boise has a better defense, but I'd make the slight lean to Memphis here. They've been playing a little bit better as of late. Okay. I like Memphis. I think they have more talent, but this is not a game that I'm gonna lose sleep on either way. Whoever wins it, they're both great teams. It really is a coin flip.
Yeah, I think Boise's been a little bit more consistent throughout the whole season. Memphis has really turned it on the past month or so, especially throughout their conference tournament there. We saw them really get a big uptick. And I don't know if I'm fully sold on them. I don't like betting the hot hand always coming right out of that conference tournament. I think playing those extra games too does hamper some of these teams coming into it. I'm going to go with Boise State there. Mountain West was very, very tough this season.
I have no idea, bro. I've switched this pick 3 times.
Dude, they've gotten some big transfers from Arizona State last season. Like, they've gotten some Power 5 guys in that program. Like, Boise State's legit.
I think, oh man, I'm very tired. The point you made is what it's worried me about Memphis is them coming on late and not being as consistent. Boise's been good all year. Like, Boise's been on everybody's. I mean, they weren't on the high end of everybody's radar, but I've been seeing them. I'm not saying that I've watched a lot of. I've definitely watched more Memphis than Boise, which is probably why I leaned to Memphis at the beginning. I'm going with Boise State. I'm doing it. I did it on the bracket too.
That's fine.
I'm going against Memphis. UConn, New Mexico State. Let's start with Ty. Go back around the other way. Who you got? UConn or what are they? What is New Mexico State? They got a fun. Oh no, are they the Lobos? No, that's New Mexico.
The Aggies.
So the
Aggies. Yeah, Aggies isn't as fun. Lobos is fun.
Yeah,
so
that's Lobos, New Mexico.
Aggies or Huskies.
Yeah, so this should be a fun one. This is one of the games we got here in Buffalo. I thought coming into the season, UConn would have had a better year than they did this season. New Mexico State's proven that they can probably play with a team like UConn, to be honest. This one might end up being very close. I could see New Mexico State pulling off the upset, but I think I'm going to lean UConn just because of the upside they have on that roster.
I'm going to New Mexico State. I have a feeling we're going to pick UConn here. I like New Mexico State. They were probably one of my favorite 12 seeds, although they probably have the toughest matchup with a 5 seed in UConn. New Mexico State does a lot of things well that I like for a potential upset. They rebound very well. They shoot very efficiently. They can hit threes on you, and they don't beat themselves. They don't turn the ball over a ton like we saw what Wyoming kind of did uncharacteristically, but they did yesterday. I like New Mexico State here. It's one of my upset picks. I don't think there's a ton of upsets this year. This is the one I'm going with, but I'm not going to be surprised if we take UConn. And this is another game, too, where I'm okay either way.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough game for UConn. Teddy Allen for New Mexico State. Teddy Allen from New Mexico State averages almost 20 a game. And the dude can really do it all. He might be a game changer, but I think I'm going to have to stick with UConn.
Donnie?
Yeah, I'm also going UConn here. I feel like anytime I see UConn in March Madness, I gotta ride it. All
right,
especially
well, Stevie's going
to – especially in Buffalo,
That's
too.
true.
Yeah.
What happened 5 years ago?
Stevie, you're going to have to – if you get it right, you get to hold it over our heads forever. I'm going with UConn 4-1. I've liked UConn all year long. I thought they were one of the more consistent teams in the Big East. They're not going to pop. That's my problem. Is I don't think that they can think they have a big ceiling, especially in this bracket with teams that have very high ceilings among the higher seeds. I think that's where UConn's going to kind of be iffy, and even like in this next round matchup. So I'm going to start with Troy this time. Then we'll go to Dunny all the way down that way. Vermont, I talked about Vermont, loving Vermont the other day, but Arkansas, this is going to be a great game. I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah, this game might be the game of the weekend, especially in Vermont or in Buffalo.
In Buffalo,
I love Vermont. I want to pick them, but I just can't. They've actually lost two of the last 3 games, but they've been one of the hotter teams in the nation. Their defense is pretty good. I mean, they have a great offense, but Vermont has one of the better offenses and actually in all of the nation. Mm-hmm. The way they've been shooting the ball the past really 2-3 months, their only loss in conference was in overtime by 1 on the road. So they really, they lost 1 game, but they've won like, I forget the number. It was like 20 of their last 21. Pretty insane. But I'm going to have to go with the Razorbacks here. Move on and play UConn.
That would be a fun one too. Dunny.
Oh, I'm gonna keep things interesting here. I think I'm going Vermont. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
that's a great pick right there. That's what this is.
I was just gonna say that.
I love snowboarding there, so I'm just gonna have to.
They got some nice mountains.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Arkansas get blown out by Texas A&M the last game played in the SEC tournament, or was it?
Yeah,
Texas
A&M controlled that game.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the last I saw them. Kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I got to take an upset somewhere here. I'm going Vermont.
Yeah. This has been my usual upset spot just because I love this Vermont team, but I'm also going with Arkansas. I've loved them all year. I think that it's going to be I think this is going to be potential like buzzer beater situation for one of these teams. I think it's going to be an incredible game. Just the way both these teams are not going to go down without a fight. Like this is going to be a scrappy game all the way through. It'll be a good one in Buffalo, but I'm going with Arkansas. So I think we're tied. What do you got here? Vermont, Arkansas?
Screw the Razorbacks. I don't know what the reporter's doing on Twitter. I don't know what their fans are. They're talking they're talking that ish about Buffalo. He's posting a picture of the skyline when he's literally like in the last building of downtown, facing away from downtown. Like, look at all these houses. Like, yeah, no kidding. Like, that's the residential neighborhoods. That's what happens where people live. Yes. Even though we've seen Bus wearing all the Buffalo Braves shirts, the Sabres shirts, the Bills shirts on many occasions, that's exactly why they're in store for a heartbreak here in Buffalo. So many Buffalo fans are used to.
That's a good
Give
call.
me Vermont.
It's not really the vibes you want to bring on. All right, so Stevie, Troy, we are the Arkansas pickers of the 3 here. Are we going to pick Vermont because of Ty's pettiness, and we should stick with our Buffalo roots?
I'm
There's
sorry.
a compelling argument. I can't lie.
It's a great argument, and I love Vermont, but I have to go Arkansas here. JD Notae is one of the best players in the country that people just don't talk about. And Arkansas is really, really good defensively. And it just comes down to Vermont has dominated. They dominated their conference tournament. They won every game by 30+. They dominated the America East. They're playing a completely different team in this Arkansas team. I just don't think they're going to be ready. I think the toughest game they played all year was against Providence. Arkansas is by far the toughest test I think Vermont's going to have all year. A really good defensive team. And they're another team, too, that thrives on emotion under an emotional coach with Gus. This is a team that's going to play up for a big crowd. They're going to be ready for the tournament. I like Arkansas here. I love Vermont. I just hate the draw they got. I'm taking Arkansas.
All right, so Ty, your pettiness is appreciated, but we're gonna roll with the Razorbacks and go through the next round. But I do, you know that I appreciate the petty. All right, Alabama versus a team we don't know yet because they played. Does anybody think there's an upset here? Because I'm going with Alabama in most of my brackets.
Yeah, I got Rutgers.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah.
The thing is though,
is the game in New Jersey?
It's not.
Okay. That's the
I think
argument.
it's all the way out in it's out in San Diego.
So there's your argument.
geez.
So no, we can't take Rutgers.
The thing is, though, if Notre Dame wins tonight, I got Alabama over Notre Dame.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just riding the Rutgers wagon. I got it.
You are caping for Rutgers. I respect it.
I
hated that draw for Rutgers.
I was just going to say that it's the worst matchup for Rutgers to play an Alabama team that's going to constantly want to speed them up, force them into mistakes. Rutgers likes to grind you down, play slow defensive style. They're not the best outside shooting team. I think Rutgers gets by Notre Dame. Just a really bad matchup, but we've seen this Alabama team, right? They beat Gonzaga. They beat Baylor. They beat Houston. They've also lost to teams that they shouldn't lose to, including Georgia. I mean, Iona. I'll take Alabama, though.
All right, we're rolling with the Tide, but I'm going to note your Rutgers note for betting purposes, Troy. I think we need to make note of that just in case. See what that line is on there. Where are anybody Montana State? Any belief? Or we just go Red Raiders?
Raiders? I think they give them a game. I think Montana State gives Texas Tech a game. I don't know if they win, but
I think they end up covering because it feels like everyone's on Texas Tech, and I'm seeing a lot of people taking Texas Tech to go kind of deep here and be a potential like Zag spoiler. If a lot of people are on that and like people are betting on Tech, a lot of money starts coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if Montana State keeps that one real close.
And the big thing for Montana State, they're an experienced team and they can shoot from all over the court. And they have 5 guys on their offense who can shoot. It's a balanced attack of experienced guys who can all shoot. Texas Tech, the best defense in the country, so it's hard to argue against it. But I do think Montana State, I'm not going to say they can upset Texas Tech, but I would not be surprised if this game's close with under 5 to go.
I think the spread was 15.5 maybe.
Yeah. I'm taking Montana State plus 15.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Note that down. Anybody think the Duke upset is in the first round this year?
No.
Because I've been waiting until the second or third, but not.
I'd love it.
Yeah, I'd love it too. I wish.
All right.
I don't think people would be very shocked at this Coach K run.
No, we all know how Coach K is going out. We'll get to it.
We'll get to
yelling at the Duke fans again.
We'll get to it. Don't worry.
I'm going with Michigan State and the Fighting Izzos. I never pick against them in a tournament. Dunny, who do you got there? Michigan State, Davidson.
Well,
you're gonna go A10. That's what
I was gonna say. I literally just had iced coffee out of my A10 championship class. So give me Davidson, baby.
All right, there we go. Troy,
I got Michigan State.
Got the Izzos.
I saw a stat that Tom Izzo hasn't lost a first round matchup in 2 straight years in his whole career. So history would have it. Michigan State's gonna win.
That's a pretty better reasoning than my glass.
Stevie.
I mean, it's John Rothstein says it best, right? January, February, Izzo, April. They're playing their best basketball right now. Give me Michigan State.
Stevie, you brought up one of these other games being a coin toss with them being right next to each other in Ken Palm. This is another one, 39th and 40th ranked teams in Ken Palm in a 7-10 matchup here. Davidson's offense, very efficient. I think can play with Michigan State. I think they can get the upset here. Will they? That's a whole nother one. Betting against Izzo, like you guys said, is very tough. In March, I'd regret it if I didn't take a Coach K Izzo matchup here.
Yeah, dude. CBS is gonna make that matchup happen. Vegas is gonna make that matchup happen.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
Michigan State's gonna be at the line like 28 times compared to 13 for Davidson or something by the end of that game. Something ridiculous. That's a lot of fit free those, but all right, Baylor. We're all in agreement with Baylor. I'm assuming.
Shout out Norfolk, though. They're the class of the MEAC. They're the class of that conference. They're here every year. It's a 16 to just get killed by a 1 seed. They're here again.
It's the 10-year anniversary of them upsetting Missouri. They were the 15 seed.
Oh, wow.
Anniversary.
I had Missouri deep that year, too.
Yeah,
I think I had Missouri in my
4.
championship game. That was brutal.
That's a tough memory. That's bad. Troy or Stevie. Stevie, then we'll go down North Carolina Marquette. This one, I've been back and forth. I definitely really like this North Carolina team, but I'm I'm not sure I'm still sold on this. So talk me through it.
Biggest weakness of Carolina all year has been their defense. They would allow anyone to score at will on them. Marquette's not the most gifted offensive team, though, and North Carolina has a lot of size down low on them. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Tar Heels. They've actually been playing better basketball as of late, besides getting blown out by Virginia Tech in the ACC tournament. Their defense has improved over the past couple weeks. In North Carolina, I think they have too many options down low against Marquette. I'll take the Tar Heels.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing. I think North Carolina is just too big. Definitely a more athletic team, and they are definitely playing a lot better basketball. A month ago, this team was on the bubble. Some people had them out because they weren't beating good teams. They've beaten a couple good teams in the past month, so I'm going to have to go UNC here.
Donnie?
He's not the coach anymore, but cue up the gif of Roy Williams running into that locker room. Taking North Carolina.
The greatest game ever. I'm rolling with the Tar Heels too. So Ty, are you gonna fight against all of us here?
Shaka Smart in March? No.
What about Huber?
10 years ago.
We haven't had a Huber moment yet. That's actually really in March. So. All right, well, Tar Heels, that's going to be an interesting 1-8 matchup, I think, too. St. Mary's, and we do know this team, the Indiana Hoosiers. Let's start with you, Ty B, and then go down. Who do you got? First round, 5-12 here.
Yeah, so this is another one of those things where, like, you hate the spot for the team. Like, I hate this for St. Mary's drawing Indiana in the first round. Like, I think Indiana isn't a traditional 12 seed. Like, you're gonna give St. Mary's the benefit of, like, giving them a 5 seed, and you give them a big Power 5 game to start things off, which is very interesting. St. Mary's has played great defense all season. Only team really in that conference to play with Gonzaga at all. And I think they can play with any other team in the country. And having to play against Indiana, a team who's been very inconsistent. We've seen them get extremely cold. Mike Woodson's been coaching him up, and like he didn't know what he was going to get out of him. Most, people counted them out, and they were able to make a late run there to get themselves into the tournament. I'm not fully sold on them. I think St. Mary's is just too good of a team, and even though I hate the draw, I'm going with the Gales.
St. Mary's won. What about you, Stevie?
I'm actually going to go with St. Mary's here as well. I think this is a popular 12-5 upset pick by a lot of people, and that's when I like to fade those, and I like to go with the 5 seed. St. Mary's is favored by 2.5 for a reason. They held Gonzaga to 57 points this year in a game. They held Gonzaga, the best offense in the country, a team that scores 90 a game, to 57. They're one of the best defensive teams. And guess what? Indiana, also a great defensive team. But as we saw in the Wyoming game, they can struggle to score. Wyoming had 20 turnovers in that game. They couldn't get every game from outside. And they were within, 8 points almost the entire time. I really like St. Mary's defense. I think they're just slightly better defensively than Indiana. Yes, Indiana has played a tougher schedule, been tested, but let's not take anything away from St. Mary's. They beat Gonzaga. They held Gonzaga to 57. I'll take St. Mary's, just trying to, kind of fade what everyone else is doing. Everyone sees Indiana as a 12 against St. Mary's. They're taking Indiana. I'll go St. Mary's. Put some respect on these West Coast teams we don't get to watch.
Oh, spicy. How about you, Troy?
So I had St. Mary's up until last night's game. I know what Stevie just talked about, defense, or how they couldn't score. I mean, they were playing good defense. They had forced 20 turnovers. But Trace Jackson Davis, he was phenomenal last night. And I think with that first 4, there's just something about that first 4. There's one team that always comes out of there. And I'm not saying Indiana's going to make a deep run, but I think the nation found out about Trace Jackson Davis last night, and I think that he's gonna show up again against St. Mary's. I'm gonna go with the 12-5 upset here, but Indiana in the second round.
Ooh. All right, Danny, what do you got?
I think I gotta go St. Mary's for something that Stevie mentioned. Like, I think if St. Mary's didn't have that upset victory a couple weeks ago against Gonzaga, I think it may be easier for me to take Indiana. But I think not only did they prove to the rest of the basketball world what they can do, but almost to themselves too. Like, you go into the first round of this tournament knowing that you did that a couple weeks back, held the hottest team in college basketball to 50-something points. I don't know. I got to go St. Mary's here. I think they got the spunk, the mojo, whatever you want to call it.
Well, we're going. We got 3 people for St. Mary's. I won't put up an argument. I'm going with Indiana, but we'll go with St. Mary's. I'm going straight vibes with Indiana. I don't know what it is. It's been something about this all year. I've enjoyed watching.
Follow White Boy Rick.
Watch. White Boy Rick was a later follow, honestly. Honestly, what started it was when I bet on them against Purdue and they won, and I was very excited about that.
Classic Jake betting against Purdue.
Great moment. I was very excited about that. But no, I think it was very impressive. Their play in the Big Ten title game. I'm very worried about their offense at any point in any game, as you've seen throughout the whole year. But I think this is going to be an ugly ass game that can really just come down to the last couple minutes, someone getting hot, and I think it's going to be like Troy said with the first 4 teams. I feel like they're just like loose. I don't know. Like they always come in looser. They come out fire, and they feel like they're coming in. It doesn't really hinder them at all to be playing those back-to-back games. And it's so weird because all year, like, quick aside, where you're playing like 2 games a week, and then you play like 3 games in a row, and then these first 4 teams, like you're kind of in that mode, and then you're going back like every other day and everything. I don't know what kind of physiology stuff that does to it, but I don't know. We're going with St. Mary's anyways. I'm in Indiana. Me and trouble. We'll keep an eye on that. That's going to be a great first round game. Let's go. No one's picking Akron, right? Like, can we just put UCLA in?
Do you think I'm ever going to pick Akron?
Never.
No, let's just get them. I don't even want to see them.
Smoking Akron zips.
Virginia Tech. Texas.
Fuck Ali Ale. Suspend me for the first half.
It wasn't even him. He didn't even say nothing. That's the worst part. All he did was like throw up some damn whatever. Texas, Virginia Tech. Dunny, you start. Or wait, no, I'm starting here. Dunny, you're the tiebreaker on this one, so we'll go down to tie. I'm going Vatek. I'm riding the hot hand of the ACC. This is going to be a very good game too. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with the ACC squad and go with Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I think this is one of the more interesting 6-11 matchups for everyone. I think everyone is kind of predicting Virginia Tech to win, and they've been hot lately. So, like, I'm not against that. But what's Chris Beard do here at Texas in his first year in the tournament? I think he knows what to do come tournament time. He's going to get that Texas team to play some defense. I think they're going to lock down when they need to most. I think I'm going to lean Texas here in this one, Stevie.
Ty, I mean, I think we might as well fill out a bracket together this year because we're on the same page again. Texas, for a number of reasons. Number one, the coach. I love Chris Beard. He's a great coach. He coaches up a defense when it matters most. Texas has 3 senior guards, and they haven't been the best this year, but they all average right around 10 points a game, 3 assists. It's senior experienced guard play, which I like to see in March.
Senior guards in the tournament is the biggest thing.
Huge. Yep. And Texas is a very, very, very good defensive team. They're 15th ranked overall in KenPom, 13th overall in defensive efficiency. I think Virginia Tech kind of, they got hot. They had their, nice run in the ACC tournament, but let's not forget the ACC had a down year. They got big wins over Carolina and Duke. Those were great, but they may be coming in a little too full of themselves. This Texas team's been slept on by everyone because they've struggled a little bit at the end of the year, but this was a damn good team that was ranked in the top 10 in the season early on. Give me Texas here and Chris Beard. And this is another one too, where I feel like everyone's on the upset, so I'm taking Texas.
Yeah, I'm going with the Horns too. Texas was one of my preseason Final Four teams. They had a little bit of a struggle this year. The Horns down. They had a little bit of a struggle this year, but I think the magic word on Virginia Tech doesn't go that far. I mean, you think about it, they have been to 5 straight NCAA tournaments. I feel like people don't realize that about Virginia Tech. You just don't think of them being kind of that team that always makes it to the tournament. But I don't know. You think that can they really go 3 straight games beating North Carolina, Duke, then Texas? Right?
Yeah, it's a big ask.
I'm putting the Horns in the second round.
There we go.
Dunny?
Yeah, I got Texas as well. My guy who had my draw to this team, Trey Mitchell, stepped away from the team in February, but I still think they're the better team. You guys mentioned Chris Beard and what he's capable of getting his guys ready for this tournament. I also think, maybe the hiccups with the coaching and Trey Mitchell stepping away early February may have been good for this team. I think obviously all that stuff is never good when it happens, but at least it happened, a month or so before the tournament. I think they got the hiccups out of the way. Now they have time to lock in and can try to make a run in this tournament. So I got Texas.
All right, we're rolling with the horns. Purdue,
Sorry, Jake.
That's okay. I was not sold either way. I just kind of decided in that moment who I was picking. I should be picking Texas. Purdue, we're going with Purdue here, right? No arguments for the Yale.
Yeah.
Yale.
Too much size for Yale.
I'm mad that it's Yale. So
it's too much size for Yale, and Jaden Ivey is Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, and if you're going to beat a team like that,
shit.
you need to shoot like crazy, and I don't think Yale has those shooters.
Yeah.
All right, this is
in the books to be shooting.
Yeah, this is gonna be more. This is one in my top 5 of favorite first round games. Murray State, San Francisco. Dunny, you start, and we'll go down here. Who do you got?
I'm going Murray State. I didn't know what this school was until John Morant was a thing, but now I just love this school because I love Ja. So give me Murray State.
John Morant endorsement. I'm going Murray State too. I think this is gonna be a great game, but like I was talking about the other day on our podcast, the most obvious thing, you look at a gaudy record like 30-2. I don't care. Like I'm gonna lean towards that team. But Murray State is for real good. Like they're a terrifying team. In a 7 spot. I mean, no one's gonna want to see them at any point. This is I wish this wasn't the matchup for San Francisco. I really wish it was like Murray State against a big school and San Francisco against a big school. It's kind of, I don't know why I know why. It's gonna bring a lot of attention. It's gonna be a great game, but wish they were matched up against other teams. So I'm rolling Murray State. What do you got, Ty?
This one for me, I gotta ride with the numbers, gotta ride with the analytics. I'm going with San Francisco, the 21st ranked KenPom school versus the 27th ranked KenPom school. San Francisco's played sound defense. Yes, they got beat up by Gonzaga a little bit, but not as bad as everyone else in that conference.
That's true.
They've proven, they could hang with some of the best schools too. They showed it in their non-conference schedule this season as well. I think, their defensive play is just going to be too much for Murray State. That San Francisco team has been together for quite some time as well. Like you look at some of these teams because you got to find a couple, teams that you expect that could make a run. San Francisco's got to be one of them where they're put at a 10 seed. They shouldn't be a 10 seed. They're the 27th ranked KenPom team. They should be, at worst like a 7, like in that range.
A bad matchup for Murray State. That's what you're saying here.
It's tough.
They got screwed.
I'm going with San Francisco.
All right, Stevie.
I'm with Ty again. I love San Francisco here. I mean, San Francisco, they average 77 points a game, and their strength is the defense. So that says all you need to say there. They have two experienced guards in Jamari Bouye and Khalil Shabazz, who combined for 146 three-pointers made this season. 146. They average a combined, I think, 30 a game, 6 assists, 3 steals. San Francisco doesn't beat themselves. They don't turn the ball over a lot, and they beat UAB and Davidson earlier this year, and they played respectable all 3 times they matched up against Gonzaga. Gonzaga kind of pulled away at the end of each game, but those games were close for about 30, 35 minutes. I think San Francisco, a team no one really knows about because they played 11 p.m. every night. It's a really solid, experienced team with good guard play. I'm taking San Francisco.
All right, Troy, no pressure here.
I'm a tiebreaker. I'm going to go back to Jake's point. I hate that they put these 2 teams together.
I agree.
You look at the complete opposite side of the bracket, and you see USC and Miami.
That game's so gross, bro.
Yeah, why couldn't you put San Fran up against USC, California action, and Murray State up against Miami?
That would have been
That'd be too great.
To put these 2 teams together is just a crime. Like it would have been great to see these 2 teams in the Sweet 16 or something like that. Like that would be where these teams should meet. If they do, but I mean, I've gone back and forth on this so many times, and it makes perfect sense that I'm the tiebreaker on here because I have absolutely no idea.
Von Miller to the Bills.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Are we breaking news? Are we breaking
What are you talking about?
Rap sheet.
Jeez.
What?
Von Miller to the Bills.
Congratulations,
Von?
Oh my God. Being out there working. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. Troy, who is it gonna be?
I didn't want to be the tiebreaker on this one. I mean, we're all gonna have Kentucky beating St. Peter's. So
you think? No,
Are you sure?
we are.
So I'm gonna
I
put
don't
in
know. The MAC was tough this year.
that was
The
I'm gonna
mom.
put in Murray State, and they'll face off against in-state rival Kentucky. So
All right.
Murray State going with the Racers.
All right, so I think the one thing that you guys mentioned though is we were wondering why this matchup happened. The reason it happened is because Kentucky against either of these teams in the second round on this is Saturday afternoon game. That's going to be a great little pull for CBS. I mean, everybody's going to watch Kentucky, and either of those teams playing Kentucky is going to be an outstanding matchup. Guys, Von Miller got paid $120 million. I'm sorry to interrupt again. 6 years, $120 million.
All right, Vaughn. They got the Super Bowl. Now he's getting the bag.
Holy shit. 6 years? All right, sorry.
Wow.
That was the thing I wanted to note as much as anything else. Arizona, we're gonna move along. Troy, you are gonna
shout out the 16th seed matchup tonight, though. Wright State Bryant should be electric. It should be a fun game.
Captain's Wright State, hoping for them, but Peter Kiss is gonna be a tough ass. No, Troy's not hoping for them. Yeah, I want
Peter Kiss is gonna ruin Captain's night in Dayton.
R.I.P. Captain.
What about Seton Hall TCU? Not a very exciting matchup to me, to be honest. You guys talked me into it. Troy, what do you got here? And then we'll go to Dunny and down.
All right. Seton Hall is they're one of the nation's tallest teams, and that always appeals to me. But I mean, TCU has been rattling off some big wins. It is the classic 8-9 matchup. Like, yeah, it's not the sexy pick of the week or anything, but I'm gonna go with the Horned Frogs in TCU.
I'm going with TCU. I'm not diving into this game too much here, but the main reason is Seton Hall's been trending down. TCU's been trending up. The past month, Seton Hall has really kind of been a lot less than what they were at the start of the year. TCU, the opposite. They played their way into the tournament these past 3 weeks by some big wins, especially that huge win over Kansas, and then they played Kansas tight the second time they played them. This TCU team they're feisty. I'll take TCU.
Stevie and I are just on the same wavelength. TCU. There's nothing else I got to say about that one. I'd like Seton Hall at the beginning of the season. Just
it's just a sweep. Our first
one, a clean sweep. I was gonna bring up the Kansas games like Stevie did, dude. First the W and then keeping it that tight. Like you would think Kansas would have been extra motivated and stomped them to the ground. No, sir. These boys got hard.
I've liked TCU every time I've watched them, and every time I've watched Seton Hall this year, they've drove me insane. That's what I based this on. Seton Hall was a maddening team to watch in the Big East. Honestly, the Big East, just watching Big East basketball at all this year, like I watch a lot of Big East just in general because I love old Big East, whatever. It's not the same, but whatever. And it was just crazy. Like it was just stupid. Like not even good, ridiculous. Just like, what are you doing? Ridiculous.
And the way scores would get
Georgetown was so much fun.
0-20.
But they would be up. They'd be up at like 10. And
that's what I'm saying about the scores getting flipped. What the hell? They'd be winning by 17 at half and lose by like 11.
It was so bad. I made some money on it though. I did make some money on some Georgetown being favored against anybody. Houston, UAB, Stevie, who I know who you're picking here with your heart. I think. Are you going to roll with them in the bracket?
It's pretty crazy because Houston's 4th overall in KenPom. By the numbers, they should be an elite team. But Houston hasn't beaten anyone this year. Their best win is over Memphis. Their best out-of-conference win is probably over Oregon. And UAB fits the mold of upset teams I like. They have elite guard play by the Jelly fam, Jordan Walker. I mean, they're a really good guard play team. They force a lot of turnovers. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and they can shoot from anywhere on the court. If you watched their tournament, again, when they played North Texas, this team just shot lights out from anywhere. I like UAB here for the upset. I'm actually shocked Houston's 4th. I think a lot of it just comes down to the teams they just pummel at home in the American. When you go into Houston in conference play, you're going to lose by 30 plus. That's just how it works. And
they have a big arena
boost
too.
them up. Yeah,
it's
a very tough place
10,000,
to play. And I normally like Houston, but UAB just kind of fits the mold of an upset team I love to go for. So I'm going to have to go with them here.
Ty B.
Blazers, baby. Jelly fam all day with the upset.
Yeah.
I like, just like Stevie said, like Houston has done it this season. Like they've proven, they're a good team again. Like they're coached very well with Kelvin Sampson, blah, 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 blah. But UAB has gotten very hot. That was a pretty good conference this season as well. You look at North Texas, a very good team. They split with North Texas. They only lost by 2 to San Francisco. San Francisco, we already talked about, one of the best defensive teams around. I like UAB to get the upset. They've just proven they can hang in with good teams, and they have that guard play that comes down to clutch late in games. Can you make a shot? Can you go down there, get an extra possession, or can you hit those shots at the free throw line? They got the guys to do it.
I'm going UAB too. So I'm with both of you guys. You both have convinced me over the last couple of weeks of UAB. I'm the same thing with Houston, just they really haven't. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't feel the same as last year. It doesn't feel like the dominance of it last year. I think this is a bad matchup for Houston too. Like why couldn't they get Indiana? Like
I want to hear Troy's thoughts. Who are you on, Troy?
I got UAB.
Okay. All right.
So it's amazing to me that Houston's Ken Palm number, their Ken Palm rate is higher than their seed. It makes you.
That's very true.
It's unreal.
And this is the thing, like UAB plays so fast. Houston is literally like one of the slowest tempo teams in the country. Like if that jelly thing gets out running,
we talked about that Sunday too. That all of us are always going to lean towards the fast-paced teams when it comes to March because you just got the more possessions. If you got a guard that can handle it, you're going to be fine. Donnie, Houston at all?
No, I think Houston's kind of fraudulent in my eyes. I thought the same thing a little bit last year. I like their team better last year, but same kind of deal. And yeah, you mentioned it, guard play. I know Stevie, the first time we were talking about the tournament leading up to it a month or so back, he talked about experienced guards in the tournament, talented guards. UAB has that. I mean, the fact that Jelly was like its own like culture, and then this guy just took it over as his own nickname is sick.
It's impressive.
So you got to roll Jelly Walker here.
Oh.
Troy, finish that up there. What you were saying before there?
No, I was just saying that from last year's team, they lost their top 2 scorers.
Right. Houston,
if this team didn't make the Final Four last year and weren't like a top 5, top 10 team in the preseason, I feel like that has a lot to do with how high they are on Ken Palm and also their seed. Like they're just nothing really special to me. And watch them go win by like 15 now because we're all on UAB.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's a whole other conversation about abolishing preseason polls that we could get into in the offseason.
Bills just signed OJ Howard.
Jesus, they were ready to move.
I was just gonna say that.
They're ready to move, bro. They were waiting for that.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I like that though. That's solid too. All right, we're good with that. Where's that gonna go? Oh, Illinois, Chattanooga. I'll start off here. I'm rolling with Illinois. I don't think I can do anything else. Dunny, what do you got? This is a potential upset too. I'm very aware that you guys might be going Chattanooga here, and I'm tempted too, but I'm going with my full bias.
I kind of want to go Chattanooga here, but I think I'm going Illinois. And you know why? We talked about, I think me and Stevie were talking about great names in college basketball. Alfonso Plummer, dude.
Yeah,
that's true.
That might be one of the best names in college basketball.
Great name.
That's a sick name.
Great name.
That's not exactly what's my. I don't know, something about Chattanooga. Though. Actually, now he's not the coach at UMass anymore either, but Coach Matt McCall used to coach at Chattanooga. Really liked him there. Thought it was a good program, but I don't know. I got to go Illinois.
All right, Troy. I'm expecting the Chattanooga run to start here.
Nah, I'm going with the final line.
Let's go.
Got Kofi, Trent Frazier, Fonzo Plummer, and Andre Curbelo. That's four players that are just going to be too much for Chattanooga.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. I wanted to take Chattanooga. I really did. I wanted to pick them to win a few games in this tournament because I love how they're shaped up. They have a lot of size down low for a mid-major team. That's important. And Malachi Smith is one of the best guards in the country. But Illinois it's just, we forget this was the regular season Big Ten champ. This was a team that was potential to go to the final.
Top 5.
Obviously, they lost Ayodasumu, who's a huge loss, but they still have a lot of that team back. And Kofi Cockburn is a first-team All-American. He's arguably the biggest, like the best big man in the country. Kofi Cockburn.
Well, that's not his last name.
Cockburn.
You want me to call him?
That's not his last name. It's Cockburn.
Pronounced
Cockburn.
Yeah, I know.
Cockburn.
I don't even like how every announcer.
It's a lie. It's just a lie.
It is don't want to call it.
Yeah, it's just a lie. It's just a big lie.
When you said who, I was like, Ty, what are you
fake media? Fake media.
The fake March Madness media.
Fine. Kofi Cockburn is one of the best big men in the country, and it's just too much for Chattanooga. I wanted to pick Chattanooga. I originally had them as like a trendy upset, and then I looked into it more. I'm going, this Illinois team is damn good, offensively and defensively. They shoot lights out from 3, and they got one of the best big men. It's too much for Chattanooga.
Yeah, your recipe's got to be to get a Kofi Cockburn to foul out.
Illinois also one of my preseason Final Four picks. So
you got to ride it. There you go. That's true. All right, Dunny, Michigan safely into the field at 11 seed against Colorado State. Who you got?
I'm going Michigan. I think they have something to prove here, and they kind of need to win, or else the way this season fizzled out for them. If they don't, it's super embarrassing. I think Portnoy. I think Dave Portnoy might implode if they don't win. And that might be the end of Barstool as we know it. So he and everyone around Michigan better hope for a W here. But yeah, I think the Wolverines got it here.
Troy, what you got?
I'm going with Colorado State. David Roddy, he's one of the better players in the whole nation. You know, not just in major basketball. Dude can really do it all. He can body you up down low, and he can also shoot from beyond the arc. I think. I'm a little bit worried about the matchup with Hunter Dickinson, but on the other end of it, Michigan has to match up with David Roddy, and I'm gonna put my trust in David Roddy. So Rams are moving on.
I'm with Troy. Respect the Mountain West. Respect these teams you don't watch. Colorado State, 48% from the field, 77% from the line. I think they're 36% from 3. They can shoot from anywhere, and they don't turn the ball over. They very rarely turn the ball over. This Michigan team, I know it's a popular upset pick once again. That's why I'm on the other side, and it's a storyline. Oh, Juwan Howard's back for events. I don't care. This Michigan's team has just disappointed us all year long. They were supposed to be a top 5 team.
He's got scrap again.
You're right, Troy, though. Hunter Dickinson he's going to be an issue. I mean, a 7'1", 250-pound kid. Colorado State's going to have to find a way. But they've been a very good defensive team all year long. Put some respect on the Rams. Give me Colorado State.
What you got, Ty?
Michigan opened as 2.5-point favorites as an 11 seed going up against a 6. Absolutely why you have to favor it, because the public is going to be all over Michigan again in a spot where you got a Power 5 against the Mountain West. You got to take the better team, Colorado State, David Roddy.
Yeah, I just don't like Michigan, so I always pick against them. So
Fair enough.
Colorado State. It's gonna be it's early tomorrow too. That's what I'm worried about with Colorado State is the 11:15 11:15 local time start for them.
True.
I know Michigan. It's still early. I mean, it's still early in the day for Michigan too, obviously. But
that's the first game, right?
To know. Yeah, I think
first
so.
Thursday.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Those games are usually some chaos going on in those early games, or just all day in general. Tennessee, we're going with, I think.
Yeah.
Shout out Longwood. They were fun last week too.
They can score the ball.
Won me some money this year, but
yeah. They had a great year in the Big South. They can score the ball. They're going up against a pretty damn good defense.
So yeah, the only good team they played all year was Iowa, and they got absolutely smoked. So
And guess what, Ty? Iowa doesn't play defense.
No.
They're in for a rude awakening. Tennessee's another high seed. I like looking at the spread too. I think they absolutely blow them out.
I'm also going to put Villanova in, which that's very interesting in Pittsburgh. Villanova, Delaware, some Philly, Delaware action. There's going to be some bad blood in that game, I'm sure, for some reason. But I'm going Villanova there.
Yeah.
Shout out Blue Hens. Shout out Stevie B there. PPG Paints Arena. What you got, Ty?
Oh yeah.
Talking about the Villanova game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about it. No.
Oh
No,
no,
you
just
can
those
start
annoying.
off
I
with-
was just thinking about all those annoying accents, but yeah, I'll get it started here with this 10-7.
Get us started with Sister Jean versus the Devil in Ohio State.
Oh no.
Just in general, just Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, they returned basically everyone from a roster who went to the Sweet 16. They played pretty well all season. They've shown they can score the ball. They have a good guard play. They can play pretty sound defense. You have to take Loyola Chicago in this one. I don't know how you can go against Sister Mary Jean. I know that it's a new Sister Mary Jean, but it doesn't matter because they're all blessed with the same holy water. It's all the same thing. It doesn't make a difference. They're all witches and whatnot. It doesn't matter. She's got superpowers, and so does that whole team. They're going to make another run here, so be ready.
Well, you can't argue with witchcraft.
No.
I'll go. I'm picking Loyola here. I think this is going to be a great game. Ohio State has been disappointing all year long. Like, this team should be so much better than a 7th seed at 1911 with the class they had and just the talent they had coming back. So I'm potential for them. I mean, if they put it all together, maybe this is the spot. Then they string a couple games together here. I don't think this is it, though. I think this is a really tough matchup for them. I'm riding with Loyola. I think they're battle tested, like you were talking about, Ty, and set up for a very fun matchup. Loyola Nova would be a great second round game. Dunny, what do you got before we get on to Troy and Stevie?
Yeah, I think I'm going Loyola as well. I think Ohio State has, like, as far as talent goes, I think they may have better talent on their roster, but I think Loyola is the better team. I also kind of want Ohio State just to lose, just to see what kind of sad TikTok Jimmy Soto puts up afterwards.
So I'm actually going to go with the Buckeyes here.
Oh, no.
I wasn't really on Loyola Chicago all year. They beat San Francisco, and I mean, that's about
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is, like, everyone was betting on them all year, so they weren't covering the spread just because they were such a popular bet because everyone knew them from the run. Now it's been the opposite because everyone's been like, oh, look they didn't cover the spread at all season, and then they match them up against Ohio State. Oh, they're not going to yeah, they're going to cover. They're going to win.
But I'm going with the Buckeyes. I think guard play and kind of, I mean, I think EJ Liddell for Ohio State was their team.
It's tantalizing.
He's good. He's really good. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, Loyola Chicago has a really good defense, but Ohio State surprisingly also has a pretty good offense. So I'm going to go with the offense here.
I'm going with the defense. I'm done fading Sister Jean. I'm done with that. She continues to just will this team a victory. And I will say Loyola, they're going to slow this game down. Ohio State does not like to play teams that slow it down. And Loyola, on the other end, they shoot very efficiently. They may not score a lot of points, but they shoot very efficiently. And Ohio State, not a good defense. They haven't had a good defense in the past 3 or 4 seasons. I think Loyola gets the job done here. And I'm going to be at this game. I'm in the same building as Sister Jean. You think I'm picking against her? I'll lose all my bets for the week.
Yeah,
There's no chance. There's no chance I'm picking against her.
Bad idea. Bad idea. All right, so I'm assuming we're all going with the number 1 seed, Kansas here. Let's go to San Diego State, Creighton. Troy, what do you have here from this one?
So another 8-9 game. I couldn't decide. I love Mountain West basketball. San Diego State is a great defense. Creighton, they absolutely demolished Providence in the Big East tournament.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bloodbath. It wasn't even close.
They had a 30-1 run or something.
Yeah, it was crazy. They just shut them down completely. I don't know. San Diego State, I just think slows down the game too much. Creighton lost their starting point guard, Nemhart, for the year. So I'm going to have to put the Aztecs in the second round.
Stevie?
I'm going with San Diego State too. This is a true coin flip for me. I think San Diego State is playing good basketball at the right time. They've been hot as of late, and they have been playing their style of basketball. They're going to win the games 60-50. It is ugly basketball. If you enjoy offense, don't watch San Diego State games, but you know what? It's been working for them, and I think they can give Creighton a lot of fits. You saw Creighton had a little trouble with Villanova early on. Villanova would play. They were stubborn. They wouldn't switch on Creighton, despite Creighton having the size down low, and it wasn't really working for them. They couldn't score the basket. They couldn't get open. San Diego State is stifling on defense. I'll take San Diego State.
Yeah, Creighton lost to Xavier twice. Do you see Xavier in this tournament?
Don't bring up that team ever again, Ty. Xavier and I are done for the next couple of years. Done with them.
Yeah, Xavier's a mess. I'm rolling with the Aztecs too.
Same here. I don't know
I love Diego.
enough about either of these teams, but you guys convinced me.
that's pretty much where I'm at, and San Diego, much nicer place. That Creighton's in Nebraska. Yeah, I'd much rather be in San Diego. That's what's going on. Iowa, Richmond. Any Richmond believers here, or are we going forward with the Big Ten champions?
Congrats on winning the A-10, Richmond.
Yeah,
that's all I got. That's all I got.
I think Iowa might win that game by 25-30, and unfortunately,
that's another one to look into the spread for the high seed.
How about everybody's favorite Jackrabbits? Oh, go ahead, Donnie.
No, I was just going to say I'm not letting my A-10 bias get in the way on that one.
Not this time. Yeah, we're all going. Shout out Keegan Murray. How about Jackrabbits, Friars? Let's start with Stevie.
This is such a popular upset pick, and I'm going right with the public on it. I know I will do it. I love this South Dakota State team. I was telling everyone all week, watch the Summit. This team is legit. They shoot 44% from three. That's 3% better than any other team. And they have three guys that average, I think, around 15 or more per game. They can beat you from a number of ways. It's not like one guy you have to take out of the game. South Dakota State's a deep team. Everyone can score. Everyone can shoot. They're not the best defensive team, but I'll tell you what. I am trying to will this Iowa-South Dakota State round 2 Buffalo matchup into existence because I will be at the game Saturday, and that will be first to 100 wins. They play the exact same style as Iowa. Both these teams, their strength will just shoot from anywhere. We don't care where it is in the shot clock. I love South Dakota State. I know it feels weird that we're all kind of just counting out Providence after the year they had, the Big East regular season champs, but I'm not fading the Jackrabbits. Come on now, give me the Jackrabbits.
Ain't nobody trust Ed Cooley. Get out of here. Jackrabbits all day, like Stevie said. One of the highest scoring teams in the entire country. We need that matchup against Iowa just to give the people what they want to see, especially here in Buffalo. That'd be incredible. Just like Stevie trying to will that one into existence, I think it can happen pretty easily. I could see them like boat racing Providence out of the building because Providence, typical Big East team, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with that tempo from South Dakota State if they really get a big lead early on, if they start hitting a bunch of threes in their face and Providence is missing shots. It could be a good night now in the first half.
Bold take. I love it.
Wow.
Also, it's a 4-13, and South Dakota State's only a 2-point dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. Troy, are you picking against the Jackrabbits here, or are you going with Wave here?
Yeah, I gotta go with the Jackrabbits. I mean, they're an amazing offense. But I mean, Providence is the king of close games, but they got to keep up with South Dakota, and I don't know. I'm worried about the trap game here. I just feel like maybe Providence might win this game by 10, 15 points, but I don't know, maybe the stage gets to the Jackrabbits, but I think that they're I think they're used to it. I think
not in Buffalo.
They've been there. Yeah, there's no stage in Buffalo. You see that arena.
And we need the South Dakota State Iowa matchup for the
We need it.
We need it because the Iowa Richmond.
You guys need it. You guys that are going to the arena need it.
Iowa Richmond is not going to be fun.
I need like 53, 56 at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if we get that game, what do you think the over's set at?
Yo,
160.
I was going to say
163.
I was going to say like 168. That's a crazy high total.
Yeah.
I'd take the over. I wouldn't care.
You got to take the over.
Yeah, to take the over. Dunny, are you any objections? Any respect for your fellow New Englanders as well with the Providence Fires?
I bought into the hype for a little bit, and I tried not to listen to everyone say how fraudulent they were throughout the year. But I think Providence might be frauds, bro. I forget who brought it up a few minutes ago, but someone brought up that Creighton game, and they looked bad against them.
Yeah.
And it's the way Stevie's talked about the Jackrabbits. I think I got to roll.
All right, we're all aboard with the Jackrabbits. I'm penciling Auburn for us on the bottom there. We're all in agreement there. Any Colgate,
Jacksonville State doesn't deserve to be here. It should be Bellarmine.
They don't.
Jacksonville State didn't win their conference.
They are the actual frauds. What about Wisconsin Colgate toothpaste? I kind of love this spot for Colgate because I don't trust Wisconsin, but it's like, I don't know. I don't want to do it because Wisconsin's like could get beat by Colgate, could end up in the Elite Eight.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I mean, it's all.
If a 14 seed wins, I think it's Colgate.
I do.
That's what I mean.
I do too. I do too. They got 5 starters that all average,
especially because it's in Wisconsin. Like just to break everyone's heart.
And Wisconsin goes through those stretches. We've all seen them do it, where it just looks like they forgot how to play the sport of basketball.
They'll pace, they'll pace like 30 points per game in like 10-minute stretches, and you're like,
what is happening? Yeah, it's so brutal. So I mean, look at it, like points per game, just 6 to 70. Like that's not even. I mean, it's not comparable conferences, obviously, but it's not even comparable the style of play that these teams were playing all year.
And Colgate 100 on Syracuse this year.
Colgate can shoot too. Colgate can shoot the 3. They will shoot the 3 at will. And another reason I like this Colgate team, Wisconsin doesn't have that typical size advantage they usually do down low. You just got to take Johnny Davis out of the game. If Colgate can do that, they can win this game. And like you guys said with South Dakota State against Providence, when you take a hot 3-point shooting team, Colgate, who's been red hot as of late, it only takes a couple threes, and then it changes the entire style, the entire tempo of that game. I want to pick a 15 this year, but I didn't find any 15s I like, so we can't have an on Robert down 2. But you know what? Colgate 14, I'll ride with toothpaste.
I think we got to pick toothpaste and just let one ride. We haven't picked anything really crazy yet.
Troy,
that's got to be
you in agreement?
Troy, are you okay with that?
I'm not in agreement, but I wouldn't.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's be real. But
put in Colgate.
Well, if we're gonna win the money, we got to pick at least one.
We got to try it. Yeah. All right. LSU, whose coach just got fired, versus Iowa State. I don't know how to expect this LSU team to respond. Like I could see one side, Ty, being like these guys are gonna come out firing. On the other side, I could see just completely out of it, dejected. I don't think Will Wade's a great guy and was a fun guy to play for, so I'm kind of leaning towards LSU and the other side. But what do you think?
All right, they're either a team of destiny or they're going to get absolutely smoked. Let's flip a coin. Heads, team of destiny.
All right.
They're going to go on a run. They played, some of the best defense in the country, especially before Xavier Pinson got hurt. He battled through that injury. Through a long stretch there in conference play, which really hurt LSU, and that's where a lot of their metrics really took a big punch when you look deeper into it. They are a team who has a little bit of balanced scoring, but they aren't extremely efficient. They don't play like a real high tempo. They really rely on that defense to get those wins. So if they're fully locked in, they can easily make a deep run, but they have to be fully locked in. I flipped the coin. They're locked in.
They're locked in. I'm going with LSU too. Dunny, what do you got?
I'm going LSU. Todd B mentioned Pinson. I got my guy on this team though is Tari Easton, dude. That guy is a walking bucket.
Nice.
I think he went to Cincinnati his freshman year, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's just improved so much. He's only a sophomore, and I don't know. He does some things that he kind of looks NBA ready already. 6'8" frame, bucket. I think he's their leading scorer. I like him. I like LSU.
So does everyone have LSU?
I
haven't picked yet either.
I'm going with the Cyclones though.
Talk me into them because they have been one of the coldest teams.
They have been. I'm factoring in. Yes, they have been cold, but also LSU hasn't been the greatest team in the past month either, and they just lost the trophy. So, I mean, the game. I don't really pay attention to travel much, but I don't think Ames, Iowa is that really too much far from Milwaukee. And then they got to travel all the way from Baton Rouge. LSU does. So I think
it's not that much further in the plane.
No.
only like an extra state and a half.
Yeah.
Which only is like an extra like 45.
It is a big
to an hour in the plane.
No. Well, I just think that the both teams really haven't been playing well, and I'm gonna fade the team that just lost their coach like 2 days ago. So.
The exciting game of both teams are playing good. One of them has to win. That's this matchup for us.
Yeah. I mean, LSU's got the fourth best defensive rating in the country. And my big thing, too, is I think the loss of the coach might actually help the players a little bit. You know, this is an emotional tournament, right?
If they hate him,
if they didn't like the coach,
and
I don't think they did. I don't think they liked their coach.
He's a bad guy. He's not a good guy.
They're like, let's see what we can do. And this, like, LSU is a team too. I'm not, regardless of who wins, Colgate or Wisconsin. That's a matchup LSU matches up well against. So I think this could be a little, hey, we're going to go on a bit of a run, show that we actually are a good team. And Iowa State, man, they just look night and day from the start of the year. LSU, yeah, they've gotten a little bit worse as the year's gone on, but Iowa State has been a complete 180. They made the tournament based on their resume, not how they've been performing as of late. They haven't looked like a tournament team in a month to me.
Yeah. All right, so we got one last pick in the first round. I'm going with the Trojans. Anybody else going with Miami around here? Or I don't know. I didn't like this Miami team all year, so.
I'm going with Miami just for the sole fact they beat Duke once, and I bet against
teams that beat Duke. Oh, okay.
I like making Coach K cry. Even though I bet on him, so it was making Coach K and Ty B cry.
That's the thing. Miami's best games this year came against Duke, so I think they're a little overrated according to the public. USC's a better team in my mind. I don't know. I'm not excited for this game by any means. I just think
I like USC. I'm probably higher than USC than all of you guys, but I just don't like Miami either. Donnie, anything?
I like
Miami
USC
or
in this
USC.
spot.
Okay. All right, so we have our second round. Let's get to our final four. Let's speed through like the rest. We'll just go quick and then get to our final four. See how close we were, and then we'll get our champion. We'll break down the final fours. Gonzaga, Boise State. We're going Gonzaga, right? No upset potential there. Arkansas, UConn. I'm going with the Huskies. I feel like we're going to end up going with Arkansas. Where are you guys at? We'll start with Ty. Just go quick here down the line.
It's March, so I'm just going to go with UConn because I already said I think Arkansas could lose in the first round.
True.
I'm going Arkansas. I think they're slept on. I think they're one of the better, more balanced teams here. But we'll see.
Going with the Hogs. They are a very good team. It's going to be a great game if that's the round of 32 game in Buffalo, UConn, Arkansas. But I got to go with the Hogs.
Dunny, you're the tiebreaker. Who you got?
We know who he's taking. Just pick it.
Yeah. All right, let's throw him in. We're going with Huskies. There it is.
He's like, is Kemba out there?
Dunny, you start here. Bama, Texas Tech.
Oh.
Big ol' Southwest.
I gotta say a big start in Nate Oates. I'm going Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. I am also going with Texas Tech.
All right, this is perfect that I'm in the middle because you two below me, you better listen to me. You better listen. Very.
Ty, you
very close.
I know what's happening. That's why I picked
We
Texas
all
Tech.
know
That's why I
how
picked
Coach K
Texas
is going out, and that is Nate Oates. Nate Oates has to advance because we all know what happened last year. Duke started getting their asses kicked. Coach K said, "Let's cancel the season." Who called him out? Nate Oates. They put a sniper on Nate Oates' head and said, "Better apologize." He apologized.
Right about that.
We need this grudge match. We need that to happen. I need Nate Oates versus Coach K before Coach K retires more than I need anything in my life. Give it to me.
Ty said it perfectly. Alabama. Their biggest problem this year, they've just been inconsistent. Well, you know, this is the perfect time to figure out and have consistency. They've beaten Gonzaga. They've beaten Baylor. They beat Houston. I don't care. They're better than Texas Tech. Texas Tech doesn't have a true star. Alabama's going to set the pace. They're going to push them, and they're going to make them want to run. Texas Tech doesn't want to run. Give me
I got Texas Tech.
Oh, we made it.
Yeah.
We made it. Get out of here, Bama.
I think
We're
their
rolling
defense is
the
too good. You're talking about Alabama being inconsistent, and to find your consistency, that's a tough deal doing it against Texas Tech.
Let's go.
So,
Thank you, Base Troy.
Right there, Troy. Right
The
there.
Red Raiders. Here's what it is, though, guys. This is where it's going to be fun. I'm picking Michigan State. Izzo's retiring K. That's what's happening. It's all set up perfectly. I'm going Michigan State. Ty B.
Well, I mean, if it's not Coach K, it's got to be Izzo.
I was just going to say the same thing. If we don't get our Bama over
We're not
Duke,
getting Oates,
I'm not letting Duke get to the Sweet 16. I wanted Duke heartbreak for Coach K's last season. It's not going to happen with Fullerton because Fullerton's terrible. It's happening with Izzo. The boys are playing much better. I told you, January, February, Izzo, April. Give me Michigan State.
all right. So, who has Michigan State? Who has Duke? Was it?
We already got 3, so.
Yeah.
You got 3? All right.
I mean,
Give
first
us
out
your
of
pick. Give us
guy
your pick.
anyways.
Yeah,
I was
Duke is
going to go
the
Duke,
talented
but
team. They are the more
I was gonna go Duke, but I mean
Me
Michigan
too.
State already won the vote.
Well, I still want to know where you guys are going. It's still part of the exercise.
I was going to go Duke.
I'm going Duke.
I think they would
pick
have the
Duke.
best
Yeah,
player
you
in
guys
that
did it to
game.
yourselves.
This is true. This is payment. But I think this Duke team has the makings of a Duke fraud written all over it. The way they responded.
People forget Coach K's grandson got a DUI. It's
not
just
goodbye.
to
Their
keep
best player
Pablo
is
Banchero to keep playing.
I do.
Yeah, they don't have
seeing
good
them knocking
vibes.
out Duke now, I do have Duke losing to Texas Tech because they're going to have to travel all the way to San Francisco, and Coach K
Yeah,
does
it's
not
tough.
want to go to the West Coast.
And he doesn't want to play good defense either.
His back hurts too much on the plane.
Oh, I can't wait for him to take the fall when he's down like 15 and then
Balls over
I'm
on
picking
the
the Tar
sideline.
Heels to beat Baylor. That's what's happening. I'm picking North
Wow, let's go.
Baylor.
I think
Yeah.
this does have a lot of upset potential, but I think for right now, I think Baylor is going to move on to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, I
Baylor.
got Baylor.
yeah, if you guys three have Baylor, I'm leaning the Tar Heels just because I like the size advantage they have on Baylor, and Baylor lost all their guards. They have a couple that returned, but it's not the same Baylor team. They played great in the regular season.
It's not you. They
I'm
don't
it's
have
gonna be
your
a great
Davion
game.
this year.
They don't have Davion or Butler.
It's gonna be a great game, though.
You know how I like Davion.
I'm going UCLA. Going with the Bruins.
Ooh.
Anybody? Teddy, what do you got? Going St. Mary's?
Oh man, I think I gotta go UCLA. Just the experience when they went on last season with Johnny Juzing. I think you gotta go with them.
That's what it comes down to for me.
I mean, they basically returned almost the entire team, and they made the final playing game. Now they're a 4th seed. They've been playing pretty good basketball all year long. They can score too. You watch that Pac-12 championship against Arizona. The reason UCLA stayed in the game against Arizona is because they were just making open shots at the end. It was they don't miss when it matters most. We saw that last year. I think we're going to see it again this year. Give me UCLA.
Yeah, I got UCLA. It's gonna be tough watching St. Mary's lose this game, but I got UCLA.
I got UCLA
I
too.
think, yeah, so we're all in agreement there. Dunny, Texas, Purdue. Who you got?
Ooh. Give me Texas because I know Jake's gonna be on them. I don't want to try to have to argue him about Purdue.
No, I'm picking Purdue, and I'm picking Purdue here.
Oh, well, I'll stay true to it. I'll go Texas.
Let's fade the Boilermakers here because that one time you bet on Indiana, I bet on Purdue, so they're frauds. Let's go Horns up.
Well, I'm betting against Purdue. Let's be honest. Let's be real. I'm betting against Purdue, but
you always bet against Purdue. I'm letting Troy be the tiebreaker here. I'm taking Purdue. Why? Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is that type of player who can change games, who can just will his team to a tournament run. Jaden Ivey, Purdue.
Yeah, I have Purdue as well. I think that offense is too good. I mean, the difficult thing about Purdue is if they don't make their shots, they're gonna lose. Like, if they don't make their shots against Yale, I do think they might lose that game. But if they can't make shots because they're terrible on defense, they can't do shit.
It's true.
That's
why I wish it was Princeton. I wish it was Princeton.
Yeah,
I think Princeton could have given them a matchup.
If their shots aren't dropping, that's all it takes in March sometimes.
True.
But no, I got to go Purdue against Texas.
I love this matchup, but we're going Kentucky here, right? All of us. We're rolling with the Wildcats. Rolling with both Wildcats, I should say.
Yeah.
Arizona. It's going to be a great game either way, whether it's Murray State or San Fran. I think that's going to be a great matchup to watch.
Arizona moving on. So UAB, Illinois. Troy, you start us off here. Who you got? That would be such a fun game.
I got Illinois. I think the little magical run for the Blazers is going to end the second round. Like I said before, it's the same reason I have Illinois winning in the first round. They just have 4 really good players, and UAB has to outmatch that.
Yeah.
I got Illinois. Alfonso Plummer. Let's go.
That's your new favorite player.
Yeah.
What about you, Stevie and Ty?
I'm going Blazers.
I'm going
What does
Illinois.
matter?
I'm going Illinois. I love UAB and Chattanooga. They're two of my favorite, sleeper teams. They just got a terrible drive. I think Illinois, talent-wise, is like a 2-3 seed.
Yeah.
4 seed is just for them. Give me Illinois. Kofi Cockburn is
Yeah, I think he's going to try and overextend himself early in that game. UAB is going to shoot the lights out and beat the shit out of him.
So, Ty, you have UAB winning the whole thing?
You don't want to see my bracket.
So what year was that, the championship game, Arizona, Illinois, or Final Four? It was early 2000s, right?
Like 4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5, something like that. Anybody going with Colorado State over the Tennessee Volunteers?
I want to.
I want to.
I want to, but I can't.
I think Tennessee's too good defensively. All around, yeah.
I love Tennessee. So
I think
the freshman guards.
I think Colorado
guards on Tennessee.
Yeah, and they can shoot. Dude,
who they play? Kentucky. I think the way they controlled the game, and then I didn't even know that Ziegler was a freshman. 5'9", looks like he's been playing. It looks like he's a 4-year senior at Tennessee. I mean, he doesn't go crazy scoring or anything, but he controls the game like anyone in college basketball.
Love it, but so we got the Volunteers. Loyola, Nova. We're all going Nova. I would love to see Sister Jean's run, keep it rolling for the Volunteers, but I think Villanova is too much offensively for.
She only gets one game of fun.
I won't be at this game, so I can fade her this time.
You can fade her from
anything. Everybody in agreement, Villanova?
I'm gonna lean Loyola. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, just because Villanova's only really got one impressive victory outside of the Big East. That's against Tennessee. It's a long time since then. Didn't dominate the Big East the way that I would have liked them to or expected them to. I think the Big East is down all around this season. I don't think that was talked enough. Like, it's a conference that always gets such a big hype just because everyone thinks about the old Big East. It was not that this year. You saw Georgetown go 0-20 in conference, and there was some bad. DePaul was pretty bad. Like, some of these other teams are not very good, and it just wasn't enough for me. Like, I could very easily see them losing this.
I could too. Yeah, I don't think this is a surefire thing, but I feel pretty good about the Villanova squad. So we're 4-1 there, tie on Loyola. I'll probably bet on Loyola for that game too. So we're all going Kansas, I'm assuming here. Iowa, South Dakota State. We hope this matchup happens for you guys going to that game there in Buffalo. I'm going Jackrabbits. I'm sending them to the Sweet 16. I'm starting with you, Dwight. What do you got?
I gotta go with Iowa. It'll pain me to see the Jackrabbits lose, but Iowa is the hottest team in the nation right now, and I think that they're a little bigger than South Dakota State. I mean, well, obviously the team can just shoot the lights out. It is going to be first the 80, 85. You know, I could. It's really tough to pick, but I'm gonna have to go with the hot team. And I say hot team, but then South Dakota State is like 30-5 and haven't lost in 3.5 months or whatever. But
They haven't lost since December 15th.
Yeah, December 15th.
gosh.
There you go. So yeah,
Yeah,
three
that's
months and 2 days. But I gotta go with Iowa. It's gonna pay me, but Iowa.
Stevie?
I'll take the Jackrabbits here just because I don't think either of these teams match up well against Kansas next round, so I don't have them going further than that. So I'll have fun. Take the upset. They play the
There you
exact
go.
same style. So all we really need is South Dakota State to shoot a little bit better than Iowa. They play like they are mirror matchup here. That's why I really hope it happens. I'll take the Jackrabbits, but I wouldn't be surprised if Iowa won either. I'm just picking it for the upset. Iowa is the better team. But give me the
Yeah,
Jackrabbits.
Ivy.
Come on.
Big thing for me with South Dakota State is that they put up a lot of points, but it's not just from one source. They got really balanced scoring. So I'm going to take them in this one because if one guy isn't playing very well, they got 3 or 4 more guys who can fill it up at least on any given day. So give me South Dakota State.
All right, we're rolling Jackrabbits. Dunny, who'd you there?
I was going to take the Jackrabbits.
All right. Are we rolling any Colgate love further beyond, or we'll just give them the one nice upset?
I'm gonna give Colgate some love because I have Iowa State beating LSU. So if we gotta choose between Colgate and LSU, I'm
Let's just
Colgate.
do it. Let's send them through. Fuck LSU. I don't care. We don't owe them nothing.
I think it's a bad matchup for Colgate, but you know what? Why not? We'll take the 3-point shooting teams. Of course, they're both in the same region. Colgate and South Dakota State, so much fun. They put up a lot of points. Give me Colgate as well. I don't care.
That'd be a magical Elite Eight.
Sure, Will Wade's going to text them in between the first round and the second round, and it's going to piss the players off, and they're just going to be off in the second game. He's going to be like, nice performance, you jackasses. Couldn't do that when I was the coach, huh? And then he's just going to go off on all of them individually.
He's going to do a notes app on Twitter.
Oh, my God. All right. Auburn. We're going with Auburn here, right? I like USC,
Auburn,
but I'm not picking them
baby.
over Auburn.
USC
Smith.
struggles to score, and they have Jabari Smith and Walker Kessler, who are probably 2 of the best defenders in college basketball.
Let's do it. All right. My other laptop's about to die, so I'm going to start it off with Ty to start breaking down Gonzaga and UConn while I go get my other charger.
Yeah, I mean, we think about Gonzaga this season, like easily projected, a top 5 team all year, and they've lived up to that expectation. Obviously, took in a couple of the chin this season, but nothing too bad when you look at it with their losses. All to good teams and no blips like in their conference play. Like they absolutely smoked everybody. UConn does not have the scoring power to keep up with them, nor do I think they play enough sound defense to be able to play with Gonzaga with the Zags. So when you look at it, you have to send them through. I think Chet Holmgren's gonna have a big day and lots of Drew Timmy, baby.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ty. I love this Gonzaga team. Chet is just going to be a tough mismatch for UConn, and I don't know. I don't really see Gonzaga getting truly tested through the Sweet 16 in this region. I'll take the Bulldogs.
So I was actually kind of on the opposite. If Arkansas was in this game, I think Arkansas would have a really good shot at beating Gonzaga. But
I agree.
Against UConn, I don't know. I just don't think UConn would have enough power.
All right, Dunny, we're rolling Zags, right?
Yep.
Red Raiders, Michigan State. Dunny, who you got?
Going Texas Tech. I was taking Duke last round. You guys you guys overrode me with Michigan
Yeah,
State.
baby,
So
Coach K.
so I got Texas Tech here.
Anybody picking Michigan State here? Anybody riding with the Fighting Izzos? No, Troy's thinking about it. I'm thinking about it too, but I think
Not
Texas.
Is that weekend still in March?
Well, you make a compelling.
The
you make a
25th?
compelling
Yeah, it
argument.
is. Yeah, it is.
You make
It's still an Izzo.
I don't know. We're the tough one here. I don't know.
I'm going Texas Tech.
I'm sorry, Ty.
Sorry. Offense versus defense in Elite Eight right there.
Tyler, you get the honor of starting us off here, though. Baylor, UCLA.
Ookla.
Stevie?
Ookla. UCLA. I think I have North Carolina beating Baylor in my bracket, so give me UCLA.
I did. Yeah.
Sure. This is where I have Baylor losing. I think UCLA is going to come out with the win. Athletic
bad
team
matchup for Baylor too.
Yeah,
experience too. Experience. They've already had a deep run, so.
This is my favorite. I think this is my favorite Sweet 16 to Elite 8 is these four teams. If it matches up like this with these four, Kentucky, Purdue, this will be such an incredible matchup. Dunny, who are you going with here?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Guys, I really am having a hard time with this game, believe it or not. But I think you've talked me into Kentucky too much this year, Stevie, and they're just too deep. So I'm going with the Wildcats. What about you, Ty?
Yeah, to be honest, in my personal bracket, I have them losing to San Francisco, but this is a much different matchup, I think, against Purdue because they, like we've mentioned earlier, Purdue cannot play defense, and if you don't do that against Kentucky, like they're good enough defensively, like all those SEC teams are pretty sound defensively when you look at it, especially by the metrics, and I'm gonna have to go with Kentucky in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Kentucky. I think Kentucky wins this game by double digits. It's just I like this Purdue team. I love Jaden Ivey. This is just a really tough matchup for Purdue. Kentucky scores a lot in transition, and Purdue can't defend. And Kentucky's bigs are just going to dominate down low. Purdue has good offensive bigs. On the other end, not so much. Seaway is going to take all the rebounds. I think Kentucky wins this easily.
Yep, I have Kentucky.
All right, let's roll to the Elite Eight. Gonzaga, Texas Tech. I'm assuming we're going with the Zags here.
Zags.
Send them to the Final Four. Troy, you're thinking Texas Tech?
I don't want to, but I think, it's Gonzaga. Okay. Gonzaga's going to go.
Why does Texas say Alabama? I thought Alabama was going to beat Duke. Never mind.
UCLA, Kentucky. I am going to start us off. I'm going with the Wildcats.
Same here.
Hi. Oh, Dunny. That works too. Die.
This one is probably like the toughest out of all of them for me.
This is
here.
a great game. Oh my god.
Yeah, sign me up for this game. Give it to me, please. I don't know. I think I want to lean UCLA. Like I think they're just poised to make another run with the experience, but that feels like it's the exact reason like they're gonna fizzle out at this point.
Elite Eight's a good run still.
Sure is.
Yeah, give me Kentucky.
All right, either of you guys going UCLA down there at the bottom? I know. I don't think Stevie. I don't think either of you guys are.
Kentucky.
Wildcats into the Final Four. Arizona and Illinois.
It's a great match.
We didn't pick.
It's a great match.
Stevie, start us off.
I love this Arizona team. I kind of fell in love with them the past 2 or 3 weeks. I told you guys, I think the first time you had me on, that I usually always fade Arizona. I usually don't like Arizona teams. This just feels like a different team. They got 3 7-footers. They got one of the best players in the country, and they can score from anywhere in the court. They also average over 20 assists per game, and these are not your typical easy assists. They make some great passes, and they'll block you on the other side of the court too. I think Arizona's one of the most balanced teams here. I think they just have too much length for Illinois' guards. Illinois' guards are a little undersized compared to Arizona's. I'm taking Arizona.
Yeah, this is going to be an amazing game, but I got to go with Arizona. This is really hard for me to pick because I wanted to really take Illinois, but I I gotta go with the Wildcats.
Ty.
I think especially going into the second weekend with what the hell is his name? The guy who just sprained his ankle. I can't think of his name. Stevie.
Yeah,
Creason. Yeah. With him getting healthy, like that ankle looked disgusting when he posted the picture the other day. With him getting healthy, I think coming off a sprained ankle second weekend, he'll be peaking. He'll be ready to go. Give me Arizona.
All right, yeah. Dunny, you going with the Wildcats too. My heart in my bracket.
I got them in my Final Four.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Little teaser.
Preview
I
right
got
there.
Illinois. I have
No,
Illinois.
not my personal
Oh,
one,
you're-
not for the.
okay.
Well, maybe for this one. I'm not giving anything away. I just meant
I've
my
got
personal
Illinois.
one.
I'm rolling with Illinois, but Arizona, yeah, they're nasty. Tennessee, Villanova. Yo.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Vols. Dunny, who you got?
Yeah, I think those freshman guards, man. I gotta go Tennessee.
Two Vols votes. Troy.
See, you're talking about freshman guards. I'm going to talk about the best guard in the nation, Gillespie. He's going to put in Villanova into the Elite Eight.
Okay. Stevie.
I'm going Villanova as well. Earlier this year, they killed Tennessee. Obviously, Tennessee is much better than they are now, but Villanova has the experience that Tennessee doesn't at the guard position. Gillespie, Samuels, Daniels, these guys can shoot from anywhere, and they can get hot in a moment's notice just like that. I like Villanova to advance here.
You are the tiebreaker.
Tennessee.
Tiebreaker. Vols it is. Through Kansas. This is our Jackrabbits end. I'm right. We got to send Kansas through.
I can't put them in the Elite Eight, man.
What about Colgate, though? We could send Colgate
The fact
through.
that they both made it this far is crazy.
I would love to do Jackrabbits Colgate. I would love to. I'll probably do that in one of my random ass brackets where I just pick with my heart. But this are just terrible matchups for both teams.
All right. Let's go here. Gonzaga. Oh, wait. No, we already did that one. Arizona, Tennessee.
I mean,
Started Troy.
Troy, you're starting.
I really wanted Villanova in the Elite Eight. I really wanted Villanova in the Elite Eight. Now I don't know what to pick. I don't want to go with Arizona. I mean, it's too popular of a pick to reach the Final Four.
Too chalky.
Yeah, it's too chalky. So give me the Vols.
Stevie.
I don't care if it's chalky. Arizona, I think, is the best team I've watched this year. Maybe Gonzaga a little bit better, but they're right up there with them, and they're such a deep team. You saw in the championship, their guards got in foul trouble. The other guards were hurt, and they still came back in UCLA. They have too much size for Tennessee down low. Give me Arizona.
There is these two teams did play this year. Tennessee beat Arizona.
Yeah, that's true. That is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one's a tough one because Vegas has a big liability with Arizona, second biggest liability outside of Gonzaga when it comes to money. So, like, do I want them both in the Final Four? Yes, I do, because they're just gonna break everyone's heart who bet on them at the last minute. They're gonna let them get hope, so they don't have a bunch of out opportunities when it comes to hedging out, betting against your team or any of that. They're really going to screw everyone over this way, I think, and put them into the Final Four, and then the heartbreaks are going to start coming. So I'm going to lean Arizona.
I'm picking Tennessee, so I'm putting you on the spot, Dunny. Sorry.
Ooh. Damn. I'll go Arizona.
All right. We're going with the Wildcats. The last
Troy,
matchup.
Do you have Nova in your Final Four in your bracket?
Sure do.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Okay. Our last one, Kansas, Auburn. Dunny, you start this time and then go down to Troy. I'll finish this one off.
Auburn.
Troy.
Going Kansas. Give me the Jayhawks.
Stevie.
Auburn. I think they're getting overlooked after losing first round to A&M. They're a very good team.
Ty Buffalo.
Probably the best player.
Yeah, when I'm looking at this matchup, I look at Kansas's game against Kentucky where they got smoked by 18 points. I think Auburn's probably the best team from that SEC this season, in my opinion. When you look at it, um, I think they have the best, one of the best players in all of college basketball this year, in Jabari Smith. He's probably, he's the like the number one ranked power forward, like a guy who can play down low defensively. He's just every game you watch, it seems like he's developing more down low when it comes to his offensive game. But he already has the 3-point shot like 44%, I believe, from three this season. Absolutely incredible from a big man. So when you look at that, I think Auburn has the upper hand here. I'm going to go with the Tigers.
I think we said earlier too, Jabari Smith Jr. is like Ben Simmons if he developed a shot. That is the track he's on.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start us off here. What was our final fours that we thought we were going to get to? Because we're pretty close to mine. I'm not going to lie. Gonzaga. I had Gonzaga, Kentucky on the one side, right there, but I also had Nova and Kansas. I was there too. Troy, I was with you with Villanova. I was thinking we were going to end up there though. Yeah. What are we at? Gonzaga, Arizona, Auburn, Kentucky. Wow, look at Ty. I can't read that. Stevie.
This was who we thought we were all going to pick, correct?
This is who we
thought. This is what we thought the consensus would be.
Yeah. I had Gonzaga, Kentucky on the left side. I had Arizona, but I thought we were going to ride the hot hand with Iowa.
That's exactly what I had.
I wrote Iowa too and crossed them out.
Yeah.
I will say something though, Jake. You said I was going to be upset with this. Right now, this is the final four I have in my own bracket. So I don't know what that means.
I was very close to this too. My only difference is Kansas. My only difference is Kansas and Tennessee in my bracket in the final four. Yeah.
I had a chance to make my guess perfect by sending Tennessee instead of Arizona, but I didn't want to think it was.
I wrote down Tennessee first, and I changed it to Arizona.
I thought you guys were gonna pick Tennessee.
That's why I picked Arizona, because I thought you guys would take Arizona.
I went 3 for 4 though.
You win a nice pat on the back. Final four. So I'm starting Troy for our first Final Four matchup. Gonzaga, Kentucky. Who do you got?
Sorry, Mark Few, but I got Kentucky.
Heartbreak for Gonzaga.
Let's go.
I do too. I think this is the game where Drew Timme becomes a shell of himself against Sheboy. I love Drew Timme, but this is not a good matchup for him. Give me Kentucky. Their defense is going to carry him over Gonzaga.
Ty B.
Just give me Gonzaga. Play devil's advocate at this spot.
Okay.
I'll take tiebreaker. I'll take tiebreaker this time from you, Dunny. I won't put that much pressure on you.
Well, I'm going Kentucky anyway. So.
I'm picking Gonzaga. So
Thank you for being brave, though.
All right, we'll start with Stevie this time. Arizona, Auburn. I know who you're picking, but.
Well, the biggest weakness here for Auburn is their perimeter shooting, and that's a big problem when you face an Arizona team that has 3 7-footers they can rotate in, and they have a lot of length at the guard position. So give me Arizona. It's a good matchup for them.
Troy?
Yeah, I don't think there can be 2 SEC teams in the title game. So just by that alone,
by the universe, by the odds. See, this is how I bet on a lot of things, like the odds of these things, just in general, like not gambling odds, but just like. Is there going to be 3 teams wearing orange that all win? Like
this isn't college football
like that. I'm not even joking. Like if you see 3 green teams playing, all 3 are not going to win.
Yeah.
Just tell it doesn't happen. This is scientific. So I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'd leave Arizona as well, just because in my bracket I have it like flip flop the opposite, where I have Gonzaga in it and Arizona losing to Auburn. So we'll flip flop it for this, because I need one in that crushes their heart in the Final Four, and then Vegas really eats in the national championship.
We're all rolling Wildcats. It's gonna be Dunny. I'm assuming you went Wildcats there too.
I was actually gonna go Auburn, but
I'm going Wildcats. It was gonna be an all Cats final national championship, no matter what. But we get the all Wildcats. It's a really good time. My tiebreaker score is always 77-73 for the last 20 years of my life. So I'm going to put that in for our tiebreaker score. Kentucky, Arizona, Ty B. Who do you have winning our national championship and winning us $100,000?
Kentucky. Gotta fade the public. Too much money. Vegas would lose if Arizona wins. They're the second biggest liability for the for the bookies right now. So in that case, you got to go against it, crushing everyone's hearts, going with Kentucky.
Stevie.
It's pretty funny because this is my championship matchup in my personal bracket. So shout out to you guys because I'm sharing a bracket here with 4 brilliant basketball minds, and we have the identical Final Four I have in mind right now. Am I a little scared? Maybe. Maybe we just know what we're talking about. I have Arizona winning it. I have Arizona winning it. But I think Ty's right. I think this game could go either way. He could pose a lot of problems to this Arizona team. But I'm going Arizona. At the end of the day, Kentucky's playing a point guard that is 5'9". They have their other point guard 6'3". Arizona's shortest guy they play regularly is 6'5". Give me Arizona.
Troy, who you got?
Big Blue Nation.
Big Blue.
Kentucky. Yeah.
Now here's one of the things, Dunny. I'm gonna let you pick. You go first. I'll see where you're at.
I was gonna go Kentucky as well.
Okay, I was gonna go Big Blue as well.
Okay.
I'm the one thing I'm wary though of, very very wary. If Drake puts out an Instagram post on the day of the national championship, you have to bet everything on Arizona, like everything.
Right? He bet on the Rams to win the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. Did Odell get a bad injury after he bet on every Odell?
Yes, he cursed Odell. He tore Odell's ACL.
Still hit that first touchdown. He still hit that first touchdown before he cursed Odell, and the Rams overcame the Drake curse to a point.
You're right.
But no,
the Rams did break the Drake curse. What's that?
If you see big money from Drake, then just go the other way.
Yeah, I'm just saying we just have to. It doesn't have to be your decision maker, but I was already betting on Bengals that whole Super Bowl, and then when I saw the Rams, I felt the most confident I've ever felt in a bet in my life because of the Drake curse, and it didn't work out.
That ended up for you, Jake.
It didn't work. It didn't work for me at all.
Sorry, Big Bird.
Let's go. We're submitting picks. The Happy Hour Hoops March Madness
Give us the money.
champion.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I hit it already.
Who do you guys have in your Final Four?
You're looking at my Final Four.
Final Four?
My only difference is I have UCLA in there instead of Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah. I believe mine's very similar as well. Yes, I had Gonzaga, Kentucky, Tennessee, Kansas, and then I have a Gonzaga, Tennessee final with Gonzaga taking home championship.
Oh, you got Gonzaga. Okay.
Yeah, I'm rolling. I've never picked them to win ever in my life, so I feel like this is the year I got to.
Even last year, what you have last year?
I picked Baylor last year. You convinced me on Baylor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because remember, I was sold on Gonzaga, and you just kept saying Baylor championship. So I picked him in all my bracket. My bracket was half-hearted last year. It was just not a tournament. But this is going to be like the return of the tournament. This is going to be incredible. Seeing the fans, everybody, the chaos, everything. It's going to be great. All right, we've talked enough live on here. We can talk after this. Thank you, boys, for joining. Appreciative. Great show. We've got Kentucky. We're gonna win $100,000. I don't know what we'll do with it, but it's gonna be great. Go Colgate.
We're putting I'm putting it on a 10-leg parlay. Gonna win like $1 billion. We're gonna be
Stevie. Send us that picture of this written out if you want, or I can send you this link over, whatever we want to do, and we'll post that out. Thank you, boys. Subscribe to the podcast. Follow us at Happy Hour Hoops 1. Have a good night.